What's going on, Jerome's beautiful Monday? Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So, of course, the major story yesterday: the Vikings signing Stefan Gilmore, 1-year deal worth up to $10 million, solidifying that secondary. And so, there's been a lot of feedback, like people wondering, like, why are the Vikings doing this in a rebuilding season? It ain't. It ain't, man. Every single season in the National Football League is a blessing. And Kevin O'Connell, adofo-mensah, they're going for it, man. Like all the injuries, all the adversity that the Vikings have had to deal with throughout the offseason. In a couple of Sundays, the games are going to count for real. And doesn't matter if you've had injuries, doesn't matter if you haven't, it doesn't matter whatever. You're going to play the damn game and you're going to get after things. Plus, Gilmore in that Flores defense, I understand that he's a little bit longer in the tooth, but he instantly upgrades that secondary, and baby, Flores is going to bring the thunder. Especially once Griffin gets back, you got two veteran press man corners on the outside, around the outside, just bringing the heat. I love it, man. Also bringing it, something I also love is Saturday, noon, live stream, last preseason game against the Eagles. Starters probably aren't going to play. Don't care. Had a blast during the Cleveland game, watching the Lewis Cine Legacy game, watching Jumpin' Jiren Hall doing some damn things as well. Plus, it was great cutting it up with the Jeromes. Plus, during the month of August, all Venmo Super Chats and Cash Apps donated during the month will be sent to Every Meal Twin Cities. They do a phenomenal job here in the Twin Cities, filling in food insecurities for the youth, and love the program that they have. We ran a fundraiser for them during the draft. You guys crushed the goals. Our goal right now, 1509, currently sitting at just shy of 1100, so we should be able to scooch that up with the rest of the month in August. So you guys are the best. And also, you can donate directly. Shoot us, it's in the description. Shoot us an email if you do, so we can include you in the total. So, I mean, the Vikings are banking on Sam Darnold. Now, would J.J. McCarthy have started if he was fully healthy? Maybe, maybe not, but it's pretty clear that the Vikings are hitching their wagons to Sam Darnold this season. They have faith in him. They signed him for $10 million before the start of the draft. So they were hedging their bets, certainly, but obviously there's a lot of skill set overlap between what Kevin O'Connell wants to do and what Sam Darnold brings, as well as what Sam Darnold learned last year with the Niners. And like I said, who knows how the hell the season is going to go, but I'm pretty fired up about it. This is probably the best I felt about the Vikings defense since probably peak Zimmer years. I think that Flores and company are absolutely going to bring the heat. And you know what? Like, even if they give it away now, they're going to be opportunistic. They're going to, I don't see them as like a 2000 Ravens shutdown defense, not another yard. I don't see them as 85 Bears, but do I see them as a fun, fast, free 2006 Colts, Mathis and Freeney type NASCAR defense? Yes, absolutely do, man. Plus, so I'm pretty excited about Shaq Griffin once he gets back from the hamstring, but Gilmore changes the dynamic so much, man. I'm really glad that they didn't pussyfoot around and they went and got him. Also, reportedly, the Panthers made an offer to bring him back, Gilmore, formerly of the Carolina Panthers, but he's just like, now. I like him, man. And with Darnold, I mean, he's going to have all the weapons of the world. If Darnold can't win here, he's Garbaggio. Who knows, man? Who knows? Also, with J.J. McCarthy. So was he going to start? Wasn't he? Who knows? But Mark Craig over at Access Vikings talking about the quarterback situation. Now, Mark Craig, longtime OG, a Hall of Fame voter, been around the block, seen a lot of rookie quarterbacks in his day, so respect his opinion. I just disagree with it. He firmly believed if Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy didn't get hurt, he would have been the starter week one. Quote, this is Mark Craig. I personally thought that McCarthy would start week one, and I was still thinking that, because things happen in the NFL. They change so quickly, he would get some time with the first team, these two practices, and you'd see him start on Saturday, and it would kind of snowball towards the season. That's why I was still saying that he was going to start week one. Now, obviously, we'll never know. He's Schrodinger's JJ. But, I mean, McCarthy, now again, our conspiracy theory that maybe that knee was never right and the knee always needed surgery. He just toughed things out and maybe it extrapolated against the Raiders. Who knows? But if McCarthy had stayed healthy, would have seen him at the night practice. All the fans would have gone nuts for him, man. And then, a couple more good practices, a couple more reps with the ones, probably started. Hell, they probably would have started some of the starters against the Browns. And then all of a sudden, J.J. McCarthy's their starter. I still think that they would have rolled with Darnold, but it certainly would have opened the door more of, hey, Darnold, you got the first 5 games of the season, and if we come back from London and you're not cutting the mustard with the bye week, we're installing JJ, and he's going to start at home week 7 against the Lions. All right, so I think that's what the path would have been. But since they put McCarthy on season-ending IR, it's the Sam Darnold show, and we'll just go from there, man. Also, speaking of the Browns game, so there's some defensive studs, man. Purple Persuasion put out PFF grades. Taki Taimani. Now, full disclosure, I may have confused Taimani and Tyler Manoa. But either way, one of the nose tackles is good. And also Manoa wasn't bad in that game. Dwight McLaughlin, of course, with the almost pick 6. How do you return an interception 91 yards and not score? But also had some lockdown defense there, man. I love me some Dwight McLaughlin. He is a dog. Respect, man. Speaking of dogs, Lewis Cine, former Georgia Bulldog, absolutely having himself a legacy game, flying around, making plays, and just... It was awesome to see 6 out there, man. It was really good. Also, Jacoby Francis had himself the interception. Also, Fabian Moreau. Wait, 45.8 is top 5? It's not good, man. It's not a good sign. Bottom 5, Jordan Kunazik. Played some good special teams, but defense, Caleb Evans sort of got worked. A couple missed tackles. Brian Osama, should have had safety. I'm fine. Bobby McCain is fine. Jihad Ward's fine. So that's it, man. But either way, like some really nice performances from guys that are on the Rooster bubble. Well, McLaughlin is definitely not on the roster bubble. Like I think he's 100% going to make it. But with Lewis Cine, obviously it's been frustrating, and no one's more frustrated than Lewis Cine. So injuries in training camp his rookie year really inhibited him from rising up. Also, that's when Beasley and Metellus were getting going. And, Cine then broke his leg in London his rookie year. Last year, injuries. And also, Metellus, Cine, and Harrison became Metellus, Cine, and Harrison. Plus, he had the rise of Theo Jackson. So, it was tough, man. So, injuries, not getting those reps that he needed, and just not getting run. And it was frustrating, man. But Lewis Cine, looked really damn good against the Browns in the preseason. Yes, it was with the 2s and the 3s, but he could have played bad, but he dominated, man. He was out there flying around, stacking bodies, and that's what he came into the league to do. Plus, he had a really great moment after the game. A contingent of Vikings faithful fans stuck around through the wind and the rain, and was cheering on their team as they're beating the Browns' ass. It's good to see, man. And Lewis Cine tossing the gloves up. Actually, the still sort of looks like a white dove. Why do we hurt each other? But Cine having a great moment with the fans, too, because, players always say that they don't pay attention to the media or social media. They do. They're only human, and they hear everything. Or, someone in their inner circle hears something that's like, did you see this? Yeah. But fans have been tough in Cine, and his circumstances have been rough, and some of the criticism is fair, some of it certainly is not. It's just like, it's not clicking, blah, blah, blah. But no, I think that it's going to be close. I think that it will come down to one roster spot between him and Jay Ward, and that's where it'll be decided. But I think Cine has probably done enough to stick around the 53. But also, if a team comes in and offers you like a 5th-round pick, like what do you do? Yeah, but we'll see. But either way, great to see Lewis Cine have himself a ball game. Speaking of having a ball game, our guy Jiren Hall, the Mormon Missile, just like Lazarus style, back from the dead Undertaker. So Jiren Hall, he's a guy that we liked last season. Second drive against the Falcons, man. We'll always have that. First half against the Packers. I actually blame Kevin O'Connell for the whole flippy floppy snip snap thing with the quarterbacks. Just pick one and go. Just after the bye week, just pick one and you're going to ride or die. Just not stop trying to be half pregnant. But with Hall, he's got a great arm, especially got great deep touch, as shown by that shot to Deshaun Jones. Had a great placement on that fade to Malik Knowles jump ball in the end zone, 2 touchdowns, perfect quarterback rating, has some ability, has some moxie, and it was close, man, because in camp he hadn't looked overly impressive, as well as the first Raiders game. maybe not so much, but also the entire third-team offense was very poopy. But Jiren Hall did the damn thing, and I think that he has earned the right to be the quarterback 3 because with JJ on IR, it would behoove them to keep at least 3 quarterbacks in the sphere. Maybe they keep all 4. Who knows? But Darnold's obviously your starter. Mullen's obviously your quarterback 2. Hall could get down onto the practice squad as the developmental quarterback 3. And Corral, this is going to be an interesting week for Corral because Corral has talent, man. Like he can move. He's got a great release. He's got a good arm. And if he's good to go off the field, I mean, I think that he has a chance to be impactful. Like, showed up and showed out in the playoffs for the UFL. And do I think that he's going to be a starter? No. But could he rise up and be a backup who's all of a sudden kind of interesting? Yes, I think he certainly could do that. But he's got some hay to make here. Now, even if he doesn't make the 53 or practice squad, I think that Corral could do enough that it stays in the Rolodex, in the back of the mind. Now, he wasn't on another team's 90-man. That's important to note. So I don't think that there's going to be a land rush to sign him or put him on another team's practice squad. So he could be like a 4th quarterback in being. So, Matt Corral could just be on the couch working out, and if the Vikings need him, knocking on all the wood, hopefully not, they could just be like, hey, what's up? We need to bring that back, man. Like, wait, didn't they revive that like a couple years ago? I don't know. Speaking of quarterback 4, so Tom Brady. I know that Tom Brady's not coming out of retirement, but it's funny that he keeps like poking the bear and like passive aggressively hinting at it. It's just like, oh, I don't know. But it was throwing passes before the Saints and Niners preseason game, and he still looks the part, right? I don't care that he's 47. I would take him at 47 over Tannehill at 36. Set Hut. That's it, man. But obviously not going to happen. But did you know his mom's from Minnesota? Speaking of quarterback 4s and the Niners game. So Josh Dobbs was doing amazing things like Houdini stuff again in preseason. And, of course, we Vikings fans, we saw that show last year. It's good to see, man. And Dobbs have been having kind of a rough camp for the Niners, but I'm glad to see him showing up and showing out. Maybe he will hang on to that quarterback 2 spot with San Francisco behind Brock Purdy. Also, why was Brock Purdy out there with like the second team offense? I don't understand it. Like, what did he do to Kyle Shanahan? Like, that's how you get your quarterback hurt. I don't get it, man. Like, if you're going to play your starting quarterback, you better play your effing first team offensive line. That's all I'm saying. Otherwise, what's the point? So stupid, man. But yeah, glad to see Josh Dobbs thriving. We had some great moments with the Passionate last year, man. Not gonna lie, like there were some moments in the first half of the Saints game, and of course the end of the Falcons game, where we're just like, maybe this could work. I don't know. Who knows? But either way, I love it, man. Gilmore, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. But that's it. Vikings News. Beautiful Monday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol. Production value.